Hey guys, it's Deltia here from deltiasgaming.com. Going to do a little video about global cooldowns and time on target, kind of specify the outline in my guide on arenas. First things first, what's a global cooldown? Well, a global cooldown is a universal cooldown for an ability. So, for instance, if I start combat here, you'll notice that there's kind of a shade going down after I use an ability. That's the global cooldown. Now you can affect it by adding alacrity. There's certain skills that can affect it, so it can be lower, but generally it's 1.5 seconds, and that's the time you have before you can use another ability. With that being said, there's this thing in the preferences called ability action queue. This just allows you to basically queue another ability before that cooldown's over. I have it at 0.5. The higher you put it, the more likely, in my opinion, it is that you're going to get a ghost cooldown, meaning you're going to have to wait 1.5 seconds. So, for instance, what this looks like is I jump, I click the button. Well, I messed it up there, but at about now. Then it triggers now, triggers. So it just triggers it before the thing actually goes off. So instead of spamming the abilities, you kind of know where it's at, and then you can click it. So that's what the global cooldown is. Now there's certain abilities that are off the global cooldown. Retaliation's one on the Juggernaut here, but I can't use it in my ship because it needs to be parried or attacked. So I like to set those abilities to something I can press easy. For this guy it's mouse wheel up, so I can just kind of spam that if I have excessive force. It's just another way to get an ability in faster, do more damage faster, and whatnot. So today I want to talk a little bit about time on target. What's time on target? It's basically maximizing your global cooldown efficiency. So let's say I'm starting this attack here on this target dummy here. I'm jumping in. You notice I'm using abilities as soon as my cooldown is up. Cooldown ability, cooldown ability. So every time I'm hitting an ability appropriately. So obviously this is a perfect case scenario in my ship, but in PvP there's a lot of times you have to move to a different guy or whatnot, or I want to jump in and leap, I get knocked back. It's just basically always using your global cooldown. You know, you have a rotation that's probably set that might be the best to maximize DPS, but in PvP you're not going to do that all the time because you're going to have to be moving. You're going to move, you're going to get knocked back, you're going to get stunned. So when you are available, always be doing damage, whatever you can, and make sure that window on that cooldown is always being used. Even if you're auto-attacking or building up force or you know, releasing heat or whatever your thing is, use it. Taunt is also off the global cooldown, so you throw that in occasionally here. And I'm always just clicking something. I'm always moving. I'm always doing damage. That's going to really maximize my DPS in arenas or anything specifically because you're always doing abilities. Now, when not to do the attacks. Intimidating Roar, for instance, on the Juggernaut, mezzes the target for 6 seconds, meaning that I can stun it. And then anything in that area will be stunned for 6 seconds unless they break it or I break it by damage. So the one time you don't want to do something, do damage, is when the target's mezzed, is what it's called. But that's the way I call a hard stun and a soft stun. There's a difference between the two. So hopefully this helps you a little bit. I know it's not perfect because I am a ship dummy, but you have to just keep doing damage or heals or tanking or whatever you're trying to do. Just always be on target doing something. And like I said, if you have an ability where you build up force and you're kind of waiting, let's see, this 1 second, I'm going to hit something before it pops because I'm always using my cooldowns, and that's going to keep like my DPS. So I hope this helps. I'll be doing some other videos here, maybe show a little more examples of time on target in a war zone specifically or an arena. That way it makes a little more sense. But hope you enjoyed this video. You can find more on deltiasgaming.com. Thanks.